Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is an analysis of Dabuz versus Okola and trying to figure out what exactly separates Dabuz against everyone else who plays Rosalina or anyone who plays any of his characters. Now, Dabuz is known as the best Rosalina in the world, one of the best Olimar players in the world, one of the best players in the world. It would be like kind of silly not to call him at least top 10 in this game, maybe even top 5 at this point, from getting second at Super Smashcon 2023. He's kind of just had an incredible start to the season, and I really just wanted to analyze what makes Dabuz so amazing, not only at just playing Rosalina, but just in the game in general. But we're going to be watching him versus Okola. We'll only be watching one game, since I want you guys to watch the rest of the matches on VG Bootcamp. That's where the channel I'm getting this VOD from. And Dabuz versus Okola was an amazing set. I'm just going to be watching the first game because I think it really does exemplify why Dabuz is as good as he is. First to point out, it's just like when you think of Dabuz, I honestly think like not only about his Rosalina, but all the weird characters he ends up playing. Like I see he has a Rosalina, Olimar, his minion comes out sometimes, but Rosalina is usually the character he goes with against the Steve matchup. Let me try to make this quality a little better. Hold on. Let's get this as good as we can. Okay, that looks a lot better. All right, but yes, so I really wanted to point out exactly what makes Dabuz's Rosalina so good and what makes his like just play style way more dangerous than every other Rosalina you just ever see. The first thing I think it always comes to mind is his Luma control. It always feels like he's controlling two very strong characters. Well, honestly, maybe not even very strong, but two okay characters to make him seem like he's controlling a very strong group overall. It's like playing doubles in singles. It's kind of crazy. When he always keeps in mind where his Luma is, how he can keep himself out of danger, how he can keep putting pressure on the opponent, and how much of a presence he has. It's just it takes a lot of work, which is why Rosalina is like one of the least played characters, I feel like. But I mean, it's worth it when you play against certain characters. It's just interesting. Even just this first stock, you can see like it doesn't seem like there's a lot going for Dabuz, but these trades are actually working out in his favor. And if you didn't know, Rosalina's the whole gimmick about Rosalina and Luma is Luma's more of the knockback of the character, and Rosa's more of the damage. So while Luma can kill people at like 50 from forward smash or up air at like near the top of the blast zone, Luma herself won't do a lot of damage, but Rosalina does a lot of damage with her attacks. Combining together, they can do incredible damage, but it's just trying to paste together a game plan for it. Most people consider Rosalina and Luma more to be a wall, and that's kind of how Dabuz generally plays. He kind of uses them to wall out and zone, but you always have to keep in mind of both of them at all times, because while Luma may not actually have that much damage whenever she does it by herself, the combos they can put together are insane, which is why I think this is one of the coolest characters. Just keep in mind that Dabuz is in the lead and he's still putting on a lot of pressure. A lot of people just make the mistake of letting Steve be able to mine even when he is down, just because they're like, okay, I'm in the lead, let me just play safe. But if you keep the pressure up on a Steve, even when you're up a stock, it just makes it really hard for him to get all the resources he can. So while Okola did get Diamond, it was kind of hard to stop. He doesn't have any iron resources to actually use to disadvantage. You see, he tried to use an anvil, but he couldn't. That's the big thing about Steve players, is while they are item managing, a lot of the time it's hard to keep track of all of that. So they just assume that when they mine a lot, they're going to have all the resources, and the character gets a lot worse when you don't have them, which is just a really good play on Dabuz's part. That's how you really make up for a stock. You don't have to fish for killing early, but keeping the pressure up on a Steve. And while Dabuz is trusting his neutral, he's getting a lot of damage and keeping it up anyway. So yeah, Okola has to go back and mine a lot more. Oh my god, that still spiked from there? That's insane. And of course, Okola, best player in the world right now. You're gonna see some crazy plays like that. But now, here's the thing. Even though Dabuz kept the pressure up and all that stuff, Steve still managed to get a stone, still managed to get a lot of iron, having diamond. It's just like, that's why it's good that he got the 64.5% that he could have, because if he stayed back and then died, it wouldn't have mattered. It doesn't take a lot for Steve to come back. He does so much damage per exchange. That's the big thing about Dabuz too. He knows, as top players do, when he's just give up here. Yeah, he could have gone for like maybe a pivot grab to catch the landing or up smash to beat it out, but he's just like, I'm gonna just jump away, my Luma's gone, try to get down, and just wait for Luma to come back so I can actually combat this character, while Okola's trying to get some damage to catch up. And now Luma's back, and Rosalina becomes a lot better of a character. People really underestimate, because of how big Rosalina is, they underestimate how evasive she can actually be. What a fantastic call out here. Yes, it did trade, but because of the Luma hit of this up air, it still did kill. Insane. And now Steve's in a really bad spot, because now he has no diamond, he has very little resources, and has to use cobblestone to attack, which is a lot less than that. But still keeping the pressure up because he wants Akola not have to be able to get all the resources he has. What a simple but effective combo start, where you just like, Luma's gone, or Luma's just detached from her. Let's do forward throw up smash. Smart. And it's interesting because I feel like most of the time when I watch Dabuz play, whenever he has to zone out a character, he usually detaches Luma to be in the front lines a lot. Because if you can get Steve in the air, you can abuse the fact that he has very bad stats with his airspeed and his air drift, that you can just keep over and over just anti-airing him. Great up smash here. Up smash again. And the damage is just racking up. Look at this movement, like the precision, like it's so much. There's so much space for Luma and Rosa to be because of how big Rosa's hitboxes can be, that it's hard for Akola to actually get any kind of just standing on the stage. It always feels like he's out of resources. Yeah, but whatever you just, I'm watching Rosalina and Luma, I always wonder what makes them a bad character, right? And it's like, maybe they aren't growing like every matchup. There are characters who are way better at killing Luma all the time, characters that don't care so much about being in the air, characters that don't get zoned as hard as Steve can get, which is why this did work out. And honestly, it's incredible to see this mastery of the character from Dabuz.